students who, in addition to the stories you shared, are putting off having families, are making really critical life decisions based on their concern that they're not going to be able to pay their student loans off. And unlike when I was in school, when the federal government was running the student loan programs, over the years, that too has been privatized in a way that profit has overtaken the priority around helping people with their education. So we need to deal with it in a number of ways. One, I believe that we need to have free community college, that we need debt-free college, and then loan forgiveness for working families. Not for everybody, but for, Donald Trump's kids don't need it. But for everybody else. And what we also need to do is allow students to refinance their debt. And we also need to go after the predators in this space, because there are all of these for-profit organizations that are preying on students and selling them loans that they cannot afford, and then jacking up the interest rates to the point that our students will never be able to pay them off. And I think about this issue not only from the context of what you said, which it is just wrong that anyone who wants to pursue an education would be looking at that kind of devastation as a consequence of just trying to get an education. But the other piece of it is this, guys. Back to the earlier point about trade policy. Okay, so there's a lot of talk about China. And there's no question that we need to deal with that, right? We need to deal with the fact that they steal our intellectual property. We need to deal with the fact that they're dumping substandard products into our economy. But here's the other thing that we're not talking enough about. We need to compete. We need to compete. See, part of the thing that just drives me bananas about the current guy in the White House is that he's got us doing all this stuff, right? He's tweeting all the time, talking about that wall that will never get built. Right? Doing all this, trying to have working people think that, oh, okay, focus on that. It must be those immigrants that are the problem. Instead of dealing with the fact that we need to invest in the American people, American workers, American jobs, American business, and compete. And so this is one of those issues. We have to invest in the people of our country so that we can compete. Because here's the thing. Even if November of 2016 had turned out differently, we would still be a nation and a world in flux. We would still be looking at the fact that we're seeing around the globe ascending and descending economies. We're looking at population shifts like we've never seen before, in large part because of the climate crisis, which we've not even begun to discuss here. We're looking at the fact that we're in the middle of an industrial and a digital revolution, right? Over the next 15 years, it's estimated that up to 40% of the jobs that currently exist will no longer exist. These are the realities. We need to be investing in the workers of America, in the students of America, so we can compete, because the issue before us, and this gets back to the earlier point, is so much bigger than that guy. It's about the fact that the issue before us truly is what will be our standing? What will be our strength? What will be our definition in this new era of the world? And that's how I think about this. And it is in that context that I think about you and the young people whose stories you share with us. We have to write the next chapter in a way that is about investing in the people of our country, not only because we need to be able to compete, but because it is just the right thing to do.